But if there is any influencers that wants to do MMA, please let me know. Get used to it. Get used to it. Then how do UFC fighters fight? How do professionals fight? Professionals, they're marketed all the time. Their fight videos are everywhere. So we haven't even given them a chance to learn from their lesson. So we can't really judge them lah, kan? They had the event. It was crazy. It was crazy. Even as an MC, was like telling people, don't stand here, don't stand there.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera kepada semua followers page Harimau Melaya. Hari ni kita kembali lagi dalam podcast HM. Minggu lepas kita ada Chee datang ke Harimau Melaya untuk buat podcast juga. Hari ni kita bersama dengan seorang lagi, tapi dia bukan fighter, tapi dia merupakan salah seorang yang saya kira cukup aktif juga dalam arena combat sport ni. So saya mempersilakan Daniel. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay. Very nice to be here for a podcast episode for Harimau Melaya.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's such an honor to have you today. Sebab I have a lot topic nak borak dengan you berkaitan dengan combat sport, you know.
Yes.
Currently, this sport going crazy in Malaysia. And bila I start cover this combat sport, you adalah antara orang yang I can say that I look up since I first started cover combat sport during Twins Championship, and you have dekat sana.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this man is doing a very good job there. And I was like, okay, one day I nak interview dia. So hari ni I dapat bersama dengan Daniel, and that's a lot of things. So before that, Daniel, sebelum kita nak go further towards this topic about combat sport, maybe you boleh introduce yourself dulu. Apa yang you buat and your position?
Okay. My name is Daniel. A lot of people call me Daniel Chee. Chee is my father's surname. So, hence Daniel Chee. But I am more active. People know me in the combat sports scene as an MC. But I do a lot more than that. In the combat sports, last time I started 12 years ago as a fighter. Then I became a coach. Then I explored being an MC. And then around 2 years ago, I started providing live streaming services. So, camera live streaming services to small events here in Malaysia. And but I'm still doing that, and I'm doing my coaching as well. And of course, all three. These are my 3 part-time jobs that makes it a full-time. Yeah.
So currently you are as instructor for MMA boxing?
I can teach boxing. I teach kickboxing. Kickboxing is where I would consider I'm best at. But my roots is mixed martial arts, MMA.
Nice.
Yeah, so I started them. I was an MMA fighter, fought I think 7 times. Yeah, then, but then I got injured. Then I explored more towards kickboxing. So my coaching for kickboxing, I would say, is more towards my expertise. Yeah.
So you memang ada background as an athlete before? Memang main boxing, MMA?
Yeah. So when I started with MMA, Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, and Muay Thai, that was back in 2014. 2014, 2013, when I was first sort of like introduced to the whole combat world. Because before that, when I was younger, I did taekwondo. Like every other kid, in Malaysia, we all did taekwondo at some point of our life. So I thought, I was a taekwondo black belt. I was like, oh, okay, I can defend myself. Then I saw my friends in university. They were like hugging each other on the floor. I was like, what are you guys doing,
Okay.
What are you guys doing? And then they said, oh, we're doing this thing called jiu-jitsu. And I was like, oh, that looks gay, bro. I don't know if I can say that on a podcast, but and then they showed me some moves and everything, and then they said, oh, actually we have a jiu-jitsu like class here in our university, and then if you are interested, maybe you can come down, and then you can come down after class, and then we can put on some MMA gloves, and then we just fight a bit, because some of them there like to spar and everything. So I was very intrigued, and I went there, and I kena belasah. Yeah. Alright. Kena belasah terus. So I learned that, okay, so being a taekwondo black belt doesn't really mean you can actually defend yourself. So I started to get interested to learn jiu-jitsu. So I learned jiu-jitsu, then I was down a rabbit hole for UFC, MMA. I was watching YouTube videos, and I was a big fan of WWE. Then I saw Brock Lesnar join the UFC, and then I started to follow the UFC, and then I explored into Muay Thai. So I went to a nearest Muay Thai studio and was coached. I forgot the coach's name, but I don't think he's in Malaysia anymore. He's a Thai guy lah. And then, yeah, next thing you know, I joined the MMA gym, and then my coach was like, "Do you want to fight?" And I just, okay.
How was the transition before you joined the MMA from Jiu-Jitsu? What the comparison, if you can share with us?
I mean, MMA just means mixed martial arts. So maknanya you boleh mix lah apa-apa. In an MMA fight, almost anything goes. So apa-apa je boleh jadi. Dia lain daripada boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing. Bila you tumbang, referee bagi 8 count. Dia bagi you 8 saat untuk bili balik, lepas tu you boleh sedar balik, and then you boleh fight balik. In MMA, you tumbang, you still have to fight. So you go down, you still have to defend yourself, you still have to fight. The fight's not over until the referee says it's over. So to me, I find that very, very attractive for combat, because in a real life situation, if you go down to the floor, you have to fight. You have to fight for your own survival. So that's why if you want to say transition from jiu-jitsu to MMA, macam senang lah. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Because you know how to fight from the ground, and you know how to bring people to the ground. However, well, not however lah, but it's generally the transition was pretty easy. Yeah, so.
Like, I ada nampak gambar you dengan Andy Tay. Maybe you can share a bit. Who's Andy Tay with you?
Okay. Andy is my boss. I work for him at Elites Monkiara. So but we go way back lah. We go way back, I think 6 years ago. 6 years ago, it was before COVID. I think it was around 2018 or 2019 when I started working for him in Elites Petaling Jaya or Elites Kelana Jaya. That branch is no more already. Elites Kelana Jaya, because of COVID, and then the whole thing got shut down. I think Andy had to stop 2 of his branches. He had 3 branches. He had to stop 2 of his branches. Had to start again from Elites Klang, which is the headquarters. So I was teaching at Elites Kelana Jaya. That's how I met Andy. And then he asked me to teach in Elites Klang. I was teaching there for a month or 2, and I just told Andy, it's a bit too far. It's a bit too far for me, and the travel is difficult. So that's when I told Andy I don't think I can continue lah at Klang. Then when I heard that Elites Monkiara was about to open, I straight away gave my resume. I just wanted to teach that.
As an instructor, what is the proudest moment you as instructor? Maybe you punya anak buah ada menang something yang buatkan you rasa proud gila jadi instructor. What is it?
Oh, I had this boy. He was 19 when he came into learning with me. This was in 2021, I think. I had this kid. He came in, he had close to zero knowledge. But he really wanted to learn Muay Thai. Really wanted to learn boxing. Close to zero knowledge. And his name is Tony Lim Ze Hong. He's still fighting now. Yeah, he's still fighting. But not under me anymore lah. He is my proudest student. It's about from close to zero, train. We went through a tournament called Any Martial Arts for kickboxing. Managed to get to the finals. All the way to the finals. And in the finals, he had to face somebody who was very experienced. And that also tahan 3 rounds with him. You know? My student didn't win the belt, but what he went through, all his dedication, that was more than enough to showcase that he was a tremendous student. And he was a tremendous fighter. He's still fighting today. He's still winning a lot, Yeah. So.
He's a pro fighter now, or just?
No, still amateur, but he will transition pro soon. He trains in Prime Fight Club now. He's under Coach King Fai. Coach King Fai is a friend of mine. Tremendous boxer, so I cannot deny that he's in very good hands right now. Yeah, Coach King Fai and Coach Kin. Yeah.
I see. Kalau kita tengok sekarang ni, like combat sport in Malaysia dah going crazy. I think there's a lot of events regarding the combat sport. Influencer, artis pun dah jadi organizer for the events. How you see this situation as instructor, since you pun dah lama dalam industry? How you see this?
As an instructor, it's wonderful. Actually, no lah. As whatever it is lah. As long as you're part of the industry, it is wonderful. Influencers, celebrities, everything getting involved. And tiba-tiba like, all the eyes come into combat sports. Semua nak buat boxing, semua nak buat ni, semua nak buat tu. It's wonderful. It's really, really good. I think the whole influencer and celebrities coming in gives a lot of exposure to boxing, particularly. Last year there was a huge boom for Muay Thai,
Yes.
and that's because of Johan Ghazali. So Johan went out there and he did everything he did, but of course not just Johan. There's a lot of other fighters that went up the ranks also in one championship, and also that fights in the RWS that makes Malaysia proud. So all these fighters really help with making like combat sports go up in the last few years. So to me, whatever it is, it's a net positive.
But ada some said yang like cakap the reason why this combat sport in Malaysia meletup adalah antaranya sebab event di Indonesia, which is called Beyond Combat.
Beyond.
I cannot deny that maybe it's one of the reason why this sport going crazy in Malaysia. And for you, macam mana you lihat benda ni? Kalau sekiranya you ada tak risau sekiranya this one is just jump on the bandwagon sahaja, you know?
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. If you look at Beyond also, I'm pretty sure their inspiration was from KSI and Logan Paul. So KSI, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, they started it. They started influencer boxing, YouTuber boxing, in US and the UK. So the sidemen still do their thing. With KSI also still going around promoting, still fighting, and still doing music and all this. I'm not surprised if Beyond, this is not like fact, this is my own assumption. I'm not surprised kalau Beyond dapat inspirasi dia daripada these celebrities or like influencers, KSI and Logan Paul. I think it's smart. I think it's good because these influencers know how to gather attention. They know how to sell. They know how to market. As per your regular athlete, tak semua orang ada that kind of confidence to just talk nonsense or like do anything for the attention. The attention overall, whether it's positive or negative, it's still more than usual. So if people want to jump on the bandwagon, go ahead. At the end of the day, it's good for the sport. And that is something that I support. As long as it all comes back to the sport, it's good. Next thing you know, if there's going to be an influencer pickleball tournament, pickleball will go up, Pickleball will go up. There's a celebrity only tennis game. Trust me, it will go up as well. And people from the tennis industry, they're not gonna slam, these guys don't really know how to play tennis. I mean, yeah. But that's the whole point, right? They are giving exposure to the sport. So I support it.
In terms of the context, macam mana you tengok? Sebab kita tengok like influencer join, ada yang berpendapat influencer join hanya untuk content semata-mata. How you see this trend? Kalaulah sekiranya trend ini hanya sekadar satu jangka masa ini sahaja. After this, bila trend ni dah tak ada, no more lagi orang untuk berminat dalam combat sport. How about you?
Okay, so that is so true. It's called a bubble, right? When the bubble bursts, everything kind of collapsed. When these guys decide, I don't want to do content for boxing anymore, maybe they get hurt too badly and then they go move to something else is going to boom. Not really a bad thing, but you see, right, the net positive kita dapat daripada all the exposure from them, takkan semua hilang kot. Takkan semua hilang. At least some of it will stay, right? Some of those people that watched boxing, I know I have clients, they know boxing because of KSI and Logan Paul.
Okay.
But until today, they're still doing boxing with me. And then next thing you know, they're asking me about Canelo. Next thing you know, they're asking me about Triple G, about Lomachenko and all. So, it is not really a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, You can get so much surplus of attention, but I don't think everything will drop. Some will stay and some will solidify itself and become true fans of our sport. You know? And to the influencers, that to the influencers and celebrities, if they choose to do something else, then go ahead, go ahead. This is their life. They can do whatever they want. And then it's up to us, who are in this industry, to try to keep it alive lah. People who convert into, actual fans of boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, MMA, they can actually start learning like athlete yang sebenarnya. You can start to see now beyond is actually picking up real fighters, right? Now, Amarul is going in there. Kabilan is going in next also. Kabilan also going to go to beyond. These are real fighters. So good, not just real fighters, good fighters, and it could be the transition that now all these influencers, celebrity that dapat all the intention for our sport is it's up to us how we want to keep it. Now we have to start telling the stories of our real fighters. And to all the real fighters out there, don't be afraid to tell your stories. It's very important so that you guys can sell yourselves, and not only that, like grow yourselves as personality. I think that's wonderful if you could do that. Yeah.
Tapi I memang tak deny jugalah benda ni when you started bring someone yang memang ada influence, such as influencer, artis and so on. I think benda tu lah actually akan attract crowd and especially macam dekat twins, before this we know that something happened there, berkaitan dengan fighter Indonesia dan Malaysia, and you antara I boleh cakap you sebagai witness dekat situ. How do you see, sebab ramai yang cakap like the fight seperti tak adil untuk the Indonesia fighter, and for you yourself, macam mana you tengok benda tu?
This one sensitive topic, but if you ask me, just look back at the replay. You look back at the replay, the fact is there. How you guys see it, that's your opinions, but the decision is already made by the organizers. Suka tak suka is done already lah, kan? And we can move on. But I think to anyone who thinks that it's not fair, your opinions are valid lah. I can understand why you feel it's not fair. But at the same time, it's not an easy decision to make as organizers juga. And even me also as an MC, nak sebut benda tu pun macam, these kind of things happen very common in our combat sport. Okay? But one thing for sure is that was not his last fight. There's plenty more opportunities for him to get anywhere else. And that's not just like one particular person, it's like both of them. It's not their last fight. There's plenty of opportunities to fight, week in, week out, month in, month out. There's plenty more places to try to find opportunities. So I think to pin a blame onto twins is not right. Nobody is there to be blamed. Nobody there is to be blamed. Things were hot, heated in the moment, and a decision was made. Yeah, that's about it.
Sebab kita tengok like the location itself, sebab berlaku di dalam mall, right? Maybe in terms of the safety pun tak selamat sebab the ring sangat close to the crowd, and
there's too many
yang
people
sepatutnya
there.
Dalam ring tu hanya di antara fighters, cornerman and also the referee, but tiba-tiba semua orang jump on the ring itself. How was the situation?
There was just a bit of miscommunication really from both parties. There's just miscommunication. Right now, if both of them see each other, they're fine. It was just in the heat of the moment. The student, the boy that went down, he ended up in the hospital, right? He went to ICU and everything. So you can't really blame the coach for getting emotional in the moment. Yeah, you can't really blame the coach for being emotional. And at the same time, on the other hand, they think that they got robbed of a decision and things were hot. So there's two sides to the story. Both have valid opinions towards it, and the whole situation was just panas, Susah nak control. A lot of things that happens inside of a ring can get very, very emotional. But Technically speaking, in moments like that, yeah lah, actually cornermen supporters cannot jump into the ring. But when there's too many of them, how to kawal? Very hard to kawal. Yeah. So things just got emotional, that's all.
Because twins berlangsung I think selepas Beyond Combat 4, right? You know, the hit masih lagi membara lagi untuk orang kita start kenal combat sport. And when things happen dekat twins tu, like orang dah start ada perspektif yang I can say sedikit negatif berkaitan dengan event dekat Malaysia. Like organizer macam like main buat event saja tanpa perlu nak memikirkan all this the factor including the safety itself. Dan kalau I bercerita pasal event combat yang lain, mesti tak ada isu berkaitan dengan Twins Championship, you know. Baguslah, you supposedly buat ni, jangan menjadi macam Twins, something like that. I was like, oh, this is so bad, you know. Bila orang dah ada bad standard towards our event, bila diorang start compare the best event dengan event lain, macam mana you tengok benda ni? Like, it should not be happen, right? Because setiap event, setiap organizer berbeza. And for you, macam mana?
Every event ada event guideline.
Yes.
Every event ada event guideline provided by the Persatuan. And every combat event in Malaysia has to be sanctioned. So all the sanctioning and event guidelines is provided already by the Persatuan, and I'm pretty sure Twins followed. But who would have guessed 5,000 people to show up at the mall? Who would have guessed? You know?
Okay.
I think I remember Abang Fitri and Abang Faizal also was like telling me there's gonna be a lot of people coming, you know, but then should be okay lah.
But free lagi kan? Kat
Well,
mall lagi.
Yeah, so at first I thought, okay, maybe it'll be a lot of people, but not that many lah. But we didn't expect that many people to come. Yeah, so it was an underestimation from everybody. It was underestimated. So because of this, and let's also bear in mind lah, that was literally the last Twins event. We haven't seen Twins after that event. So we haven't even given them a chance to learn from their lesson. So we can't really judge them lah, kan. They had the event, it was crazy. It was crazy. Even as an MC was like telling people, don't stand here, don't stand there. Susah kawal lah sebab terlalu banyak orang. And I also don't blame the audience. Mana lagi nak pergi? Anak tanya, oh jangan berdiri kat sini, jangan. I'm pretty sure the audience tengah tengok kat I, mana lagi nak berdiri? Tak ada tempat.
Penuh dah.
Tak ada tempat. Sampai second, third floor, everything was full. So I'm pretty sure it's an underestimation from organizers. But again lah, we haven't even given a chance for them to showcase how different are they going to be in the next show. Yeah.
So you think selepas ni, event-event combat sport selepas ini, perlu tak diorang buat event yang free lagi ataupun perlu berbajak untuk elakkan kejadian begini berlaku?
Depends.
Why?
Depends.
Why?
I think if the following for the promotion is very high, like Twins, Fury, yeah, sell tickets. You know, when you have the numbers, we did the live stream. We saw the live stream feedback for Twins, 2.5 million views. That was crazy for a live stream. You know, it was so many people. Internet was so bad. You know, we couldn't give a proper good experience for live streaming. But we have a solution. So to have a better live streaming for Twins.
And orang kita ada stereotype juga tak suka membayar. What do you think?
Dia ikut kemampuan. Look, the Malaysian market when it comes to paying for all these things, right? I think that is, I think boleh mampu, but at the same time it depends lah. Again, it depends. Tengok the market, you know. But when like I was saying, if you're Twins or Fury and you have the demand for it, you make 2.5 million views or you make millions of views on your videos, on your viewership. Yeah, I think that's a good signal for you to sell your tickets. But let's say, for example, you're a new promoter. you're a new promoter for a sport yang tak sangat terkenal, like boxing now is getting big, Muay Thai is very big, right? Let's say for example you want to do kickboxing. Want to do kickboxing, siapa je nak pergi? Yeah, siapa je nak pergi? So for sports like maybe kickboxing, sanda, judo, jiu-jitsu, maybe that one you need free, you know. You need to let this maybe do in a mall, make it free of charge. Then you get the exposure.
Collect the community first lah.
Correct. Build the community. Yeah. So that's why I say it depends. So if I know that my event can attract maybe up to like 300, 400 people, okay lah, sell ticket, you know, then people have to pay to come in. That is only to kawal berapa orang yang boleh masuk dalam venue. That way things are easier to police, easier to jaga and everything. But even when you talk about online sales for pay-per-views, if I feel like the event boleh dapatkan berapa puluh ribu viewers, if it's free, then I would say like maybe 10-30% of that viewership will pay for it. Yeah. So it depends on the market. It depends on the market, the research behind it. I would not macam tetap cakap, oh ni kena patut free. Tak. But there's also another thing where I want to say is, anywhere for us to be able to commercialize our sport, we should go that direction. To commercialize our sport means the sport economy, the economy of the industry has money circling around. When that happens, that's when the industry booms up. Because people are willing to pay either for merchandise, for tickets, for little keychains, part of merchandise, you know. Just interacting through financial means will just boom the economy for the industry a little bit.
Okay, we talk about something interesting.
Before we get there, I have a gift for you.
Huh?
Before we get to that, I have a gift for you.
Oh, what is that?
I brought this for y'all.
Oh.
Yes. MMA gloves.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Tapi I tak suka sakit lah.
It's just something you guys can keep. You guys can use for yourselves if you want.
Thank you so much, Dan.
Yeah. So.
Is it your brand?
Yeah, that's my brand. It's our last of the batch of MMA gloves. So just wanted to give a little token of appreciation.
Thank you so much. Mungkin lepas ni I like that. No. Okay, kita move to something interesting.
Yes.
Jihin. Okay, so last week I interview dengan Jihin.
Yes.
You know the latest fight dia dengan Macarena Aragon, and dia kalah. But dia kalah point. Dan kalau I tengok dia punya record point, yang kalah tu semua hanya kalah point sahaja.
Yeah, no, Jihin, I think Jihin has never been stopped before.
Yes, no.
She's never been stopped.
No.
Yeah. Jihin's a very tough fighter, man. Like, I knew her back when she was fighting in Myanmar for the title way long ago. 2016 or 17. Yeah. So I knew her long ago lah. And she's always been a tough fighter. Very, very tough. She knows how to survive. And her jiu-jitsu skills is really tremendous. Really saved her in a lot of situations. So yeah. Anyway, what else are you ask?
Because I tengok record dia kalah point sahaja. Which is, of course, as a fighter, of course dia nak menang. But we cannot do anything right kalau dah memang judges bagi the kemenangan kepada the opponent. But apa yang pernah I baca, which is kalau you dapat habiskan round, itu adalah satu kejayaan juga. Sebab you tak KO dan TKO.
Yeah.
Kalau you tengok performance Jihin, you think sejauh mana lagi dia akan pergi?
Untuk career dia, I think it is up to her how and where she wants to take her career. I believe she has a good support system. And jauh mana any fighter nak pergi lah, it is not based on their performance, but it is up to them of how serious they want to take their training. And I'm pretty sure Jihin takes her training very seriously. She dedicates her entire life into all this. So nothing but straight up respect for whatever decision she has to make to further her career. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Based on previous past performance, I guess the only thing, the sky's the limit for her. It's how much she wants to take it.
Kalau I tengok Jihin memang adalah seorang fighter yang sangat-sangat baik. Very ada potensi yang sangat baik dan ada kemahiran yang sangat superb. But I tak tahu di mana silapnya. Sebab bagi I sendiri, orang tak terlalu pandang dia. He's a good one, but orang tak pandang. When we talk about Jihin pun, orang be like, who's Jihin? Who's Jihin?
Now is like that. But if we talk like 6 years ago, no. 6 years ago, at least people who are within the combat scene, we all know who Jihin was. We all know who Agilan Tani was. We all knew who Keanu Suba, Gianni Suba, Aiman Donna. All these are all MMA fighters that we had as Malaysians that competed in one championship. In the combat scene in general is Johan Ghazali. Not a shot at Johan, by the way. It's like, he's doing very well. So everybody tends to know him, Alif Rakib, and Rifdin. Just normal people to know these people, Aiza Khalid is known for boxing now. It's fine.
Itu lain cerita dah. Itu lain cerita.
But it's just the current trend. People just didn't know about the past talents that we had here in Malaysia.
In terms of MMA sendiri dekat Malaysia, how was the trend sekarang? Still is growing. It's growing, and I like it that it's growing. But we have a long way to go lah. MMA was very big. MMA was very, very big 2014 until 2017. 2017, correct. These, not just 2014, sorry, 2012 until 2017. This was during Malaysian Invasion Mixed Martial Arts, MIMA. Okay.
So MIMA was very big back in the day because they held tournaments after tournaments, big prize money and everything, and they were doing it at Paradigm Mall for most of the tournaments, and then they even do like their grand finals at like stadiums like Stadium Kuala Lumpur. Not sure if they did one in Axiata or not. I don't think so. Forgot. But MIMA was the gold standard for MMA in Malaysia, and MMA also kind of had a drop off in general lah. It's about, I think since Conor McGregor, I think, and his transition to boxing and everything, that was the decline for mixed martial arts. Then of course there's an increase again with the whole Khabib Conor thing, and then when Khabib retired, then there's a decline again. How many people actually know who Islam Makhachev is? How many people know Ilia Topuria? How many people know like all these other MMA names that I will name? But MMA in general, in the global scale, had a small little decline that rippled towards us also. Yeah. So, but now it's growing a little bit. Slowly, surely, we will grow. Mixed martial arts. I am just worried that maybe people know. Maybe I'm wrong. My worry is that I'm wrong, that actually a lot of people know what MMA is, a lot of people know what UFC is, but people don't want to partake in it.
Why?
It's hard. If you think about it, MMA is a very hard sport. You have to train striking, boxing or Muay Thai or kickboxing, anything that has to do with tumbuk and tenang. Okay? And you also have to learn grappling, ground game, like jiu-jitsu, wrestling, judo, anything, and you have to learn how to mix it.
Okay. Kalau you secara peribadi, secara personal, macam mana you nak tengok kita punya arena combat sport di Malaysia? Before this, the latest one, you berada juga di Mega Fight Night.
Oh yeah.
Fixed discipline of combat sport there.
Yeah.
Macam mana?
That was, Mega Fight Night was doing the boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai. And then you had the Judo Federation. And then Copa was doing the Jiu-Jitsu. And then you had the National Wrestling Federation doing the wrestling. I could not stop watching judo. It was so fun. These guys were so big. These guys in judo, like, they were so big. And then they were like, so like ripped. And then they were like trying to throw each other. I was like, oh my God, this is so awesome to watch. I just couldn't stop watching judo the whole Saturday and Sunday. It was so fun to watch judo. And I just wanted to go up to the judo fighters and be like, hey, you guys heard of MMA? They would transition so well to MMA sebab dia orang dah tahu macam mana nak grapple kan. They know how to grapple. Dia dah tahu macam mana nak campak orang semua macam tu. If they just learn how to box, and learn a little bit of how to transition from boxing to judo, they would do so well. Yeah. Because a lot of them have the physicality of a tremendous athlete. So it's really nice.
Kalau you nak tengok apa lagi in this sport, what else?
I want to
perlu ada untuk kita maintain the trend.
I would love to see influencers try MMA. I would love to see that. But I would 100% think majority of them won't do it. Because the smaller gloves.
Oh,
Yeah. MMA is small. That's MMA gloves. It's way smaller than boxing gloves. Plus the element of grappling, and you have to spend time learning all kinds of practice. You need to spend a lot of time. So unless they are one of those influencers that have the time to learn all the martial arts needed for MMA, yeah, that's gonna be a hard find. Very difficult to find. But if there is any influencers that wants to do MMA, please let me know. Yeah. Please let me.
Tapi you need to give a very good fight lah. Kedara Bulabin, please.
I will send you to any of my friends who owns MMA gyms that has good MMA coaches, great MMA coaches, and make sure you get the training that you deserve. Yeah.
Okay, as instructor, apa yang you boleh nasihat for those yang maybe baru nak berjinak-jinak dalam this arena?
Combat sports?
Combat sports. Anything lah.
Or just start. You, I think
the basic,
the most common thing, anything, no, just go. You want to learn jiu-jitsu, just go. You want to learn Muay Thai, just go. You don't need any basic prior. You tak payah basic sebelum ni. You nak cuba, just pergi je. There's no such thing, oh, I terlalu kurus, I terlalu gemuk, oh, stamina I tak ada. No, you go there to build your stamina. You go there to learn. You go there with the purpose of improving yourself as a person. So, yeah, if you have interest in doing, it's just like picking up a football and just going to the padang, something like that.
The best age untuk join?
Anytime. Doesn't matter. You could be 50 years old, you could be 60, you could be 10, you could be 8, you could be 6. Just join. There's no particular age group that will stop you. The only people I would say don't do it is if you have high blood pressure. Probably you might want to get a doctor's letter first and then only see if you can do it. Yeah. So, but other than that, if you have no health concerns, just start. And if you do have a bit of health concern, maybe your doctor might even tell you, do it, it's good for you. Then do it lah. Yeah, go for it. Best gila tengok.
For those yang nak pergi, boleh cari.
Yeah, Elite Smoke Care.
Alright, maybe then last words, maybe you nak bagi tahu for those yang I heard that there is something coming up. The event from you personally.
Oh.
Maybe you want to say something about that.
Okay. This one I said to a lot of friends, and also I said to a few people who interviewed me, but I actually have my own event for mixed martial arts. It's called Rage MMA. So Rage MMA Malaysia, we are trying to build the mixed martial arts scene. And if can, we want to have more and more athletes joining Rage MMA. The next event we are targeting should be end of September. Registrations for the competition will be up very soon. It is not up yet, but the location is targeted for Penang. So we want to try to start going outside of KL for once, and then just see how things are. But this is one of those things lah where we want to pick up our community, right? And hopefully the event will be free of charge. No tickets out. No tickets will be sold. Yeah.
So for the more information,
More information, you guys can follow ragemma.my. That will be for our Instagram. TikTok, you guys can just follow Southpaw MY. With that one, we just cover every single event in Malaysia, but of course we post hours there. Of course we post hours there as well. And we have a YouTube channel of Southpaw Malaysia, so you guys can check out the fight videos that we put out for Rage, for any martial arts, for our other event partners as well. We will post over there, and our own original contents. So you can check out Southpaw Malaysia YouTube channel.
alright, okay, done. I think it's such a very good session with you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your sharing. There's a lot I learned, and I tahu juga I learn hari ni. And personally, I memang akan like giving my 100% towards this sport. You know, memang because this dah jadi my forte dah.
Yeah. Actually, Ken, I have an answer now for like how can we keep the sport like following the trend, Ken? Actually, I have an answer. We need more people like you.
Oh.
No, serious. We need more people covering. Like, we need more people doing like media stuff. One thing we are missing in our industry is stories. Not enough stories being told about our fighters. So people like you are doing us a favor. So I appreciate that. I thank you so much. And I hope more people like Harimau Malaya come and help cover our sport. That is how we can maintain our industry.
Yes. Of course, I memang banyak lagi yang I perlu belajar, banyak lagi yang I perlu tahu tentang this sport. But for sure, as long as I still here, I akan terus support you and kita punya combat sport arena.
Of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Harimau Malaya. Of course, they don't just cover combat sports. Harimau Malaya came originally from the football world, right? Yeah, so if you guys want to check out more content from Harimau Malaya, go follow their YouTube channel, their Instagram. They cover all kinds of stuff. You politics, right?
No.
But you guys cover like other sports as well. I saw you guys cover
Correct.
pickleball and all.
Yes, correct.
So I think that's wonderful. What Harimau Malaya is doing is like touching on to other sports and help grow sports in general. That's wonderful.
Okay. Kita jumpa lagi pada masa akan datang. Bye. Assalamualaikum.
Bye bye.